I'm going to talk about many things about traveling to Phuket in July. If you don't want to be headache, please don't miss this video. สวัสดีค่ะ It's me Teya Suchira. If you want to know more about Thailand, please make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you not miss anything about my country. Today I only want to talk only one thing for you, which is about coming to Phuket on the 1st of July. And of course, so many of you get bored about it, including me. In the same time, you also want to know about it. There are so many confusion about Phuket Sandbox, and I think many of you know that at the end, all the confirmation, it has to be a Royal Gazette, and we haven't got a Royal Gazette yet, which we believe that it should be another couple days. But when somebody gave us an interview that it's going to be another couple days, we never knew until when. But however, it must be before the 1st of July for sure. So once when is no confirmation of the Royal Gazette yet, what to say? I think all the information that I have, and you've heard in so many channels, is probably not so confirmed. So I decided that I'm not going to tell you a whole process of how to come to Phuket. It's just because in case after the Royal Gazette announced again, you're going to be so confused. But I'm going to give you all the certain information about what is going to be for real. Phuket is like an experiment or case study before they letting another provinces to open like Phuket. So I believe that Phuket has to be ready to hurt their ears. It's going to be a lot of the complaint. People like it, people hate it, people come or not come because they cannot agree with all the rule. And also Phuket also they say แง้มประตู Ngam, it means like slowly open. Ngam. Ngam pratu means slowly open the door. Ngam means like slowly open. Ngam. Pratu means the door. We said this word ngam pratu, which it means that they only slowly open the door. It means that they're not exactly open widely with all the confidence. Of course, when they only ngam pratu, nothing is so confirmed and nothing is so ready yet. So in the July, the rule that they totally set is people who come to Phuket, you got to be vaccinated, only vaccinated. But for non-vaccinated, you also welcome to Phuket, and also you are welcome to come to Thailand as well. I mean, if you're non-vaccinated, you can enter Thailand, you can enter Bangkok, you can enter Phuket. It's really up to you which location you want to enter or which flight you want to arrive here. But if you're non-vaccinated, you come to Thailand, you got to accept to do a quarantine for 15 nights, 16 days. If you feel like, even though you're not allowed to go out of the room at all, but you would rather see the beautiful sea, beautiful beach of the Phuket, you can do a quarantine in Phuket. And after finished quarantine, you can travel in Phuket. But if you feel like you don't need that, you would rather look for good and cheap hotel. Of course, more choices in Bangkok. So you can arrive Bangkok and then do a quarantine in Bangkok because the hotel, there are so many hotels for them to stay. And it's not necessary to stay at a Sha Hotel or Sha Plus Hotel because that one is totally different. That one is called a project of alternative state quarantine project. But if you're vaccinated and you enter Bangkok by now, you got to stay in a hotel room for 15 nights, 16 days. But if you are vaccinated, you come to Phuket in July. You do not have to stay in a hotel room. Once when you arrive Phuket, you can travel anywhere, but you have to travel in Phuket province for 14 days before you travel to another destination anywhere in Thailand. That is some general things about Phuket Sandbox. Another one is not only vaccinated, you got to come from the country which is low risk country and medium risk country. And there are so many of you ask me that, how do I know if you are allowed to come or not? This is a question which I cannot confirm with you. You probably have heard from the another information about the list of the low risk country, high risk country, medium risk country. But in my opinion, I feel that it is really confirmed for Phuket Sandbox. And it doesn't seem like it's confirmed because someone who worked in the tourism business, he gave an interview that we are waiting for hearing from a royal gazette which country you will be allowed to come in. So in case I do have the list of low risk country and high risk country, I could tell you, but I'm not sure if it's going to be used for Phuket Sandbox. That's why I just keep holding it. Why I don't tell you? It's just because I thought, for example, like America. I think America, I haven't looked in the high risk or low risk yet. I think America is a lot of high risk, like one of the top 3, top 5. But America is one of the big targets that Phuket Sandbox wants you guys to come to join Phuket Sandbox project. And I read in information that the country which is allowed to come to Phuket Sandbox has to be low risk country, medium risk country, or the country which is get approved by the Tourism Authority of Thailand. And I feel like, so it could be some special permissions, high risk country. That's what I believe. Otherwise, why do they have another condition that it has to be approved by the Tourism Authority of Thailand? So probably some high risk country will be allowed. And I also wonder, like India, for example, this is only my opinion. India is also a high risk country. But why, when I checked the airlines the other day, you probably have seen before, that they said that 31 airlines, if I'm not wrong, which is registered to fly directly from that destination to come to Phuket. And also they have a few airlines which is fly from India to Phuket in August, if I'm not wrong. So I just feel like, what is going on? How come the airline from India, which is called a high-risk country, already had a plan to come to Phuket in August? This is a question, so I feel that I would rather hear from the Royal Gazette first that which country will be allowed. But if I rely on the Ministry of Public Health, which they announce like a risk of the high-risk country, they announce it, which is every 15 days. Every 15 days, which one is low-risk country and a high-risk country. That one is announced by the Ministry of Public Health. But again, as I told you, I'm not sure if it can be used for Phuket Sandbox or not. And when I'm not sure, I call. I call to the Ministry of Public Health. I call to the COVID-19 center. No answer the phone. And I just wonder, like, one of the reasons that I think nobody answered the phone, this is I just try to think positive. Just because right now, Thailand is having quite serious cluster of COVID-19. So this phone number is quite covered because it's a number of the COVID-19 situation. So when they call, I guess they're probably so busy to talk to new cases of COVID-19. Right now, Thailand's situation about COVID-19, we almost have not enough bed, emergency bed for the worst case, the light case, we say green case, red one, and a yellow one, which is like from the light to the worst cases, almost every hospital will be in a crisis. So they are quite serious talking about what is going on about COVID-19 in Thailand. So Phuket Sandbox is a business that which is so totally different from the COVID-19 disease. Even though it's a little concern, but Phuket Sandbox have to open. But that is why I believe that is why it's so busy. Just like somebody has too many children. I feel like that. I feel like Thailand right now is like a big family who has too many children and the kids so young and they cry everywhere. I don't know. That's what I think. So I feel like, okay, fine. I'm going to wait for the Royal Gazette. I'm going to wait because it's going to be just only a couple days. In case you know that you acknowledge that you will be allowed because of your country is from the low risk country. And then the next step, what to do? When you come to stay at the Phuket in July as part of Phuket Sandbox, you got to book and stay at the hotel, which is a Sharp Plus hotel. A Sharp Plus hotel is not a hotel plus plus with money, but plus means it's very safe because of the staff and everyone in the hotel, they're all vaccinated. That's why Sharp Plus Hotel is a hotel which is totally ready to just serve you guys who's coming to stay in Phuket during Phuket Sandbox. And after that, you have to look for the booking. And again, when you think about booking the hotel, some of you guys who's coming like a single, you come alone, just only come to relax, or if you come with your wife, your family, you don't have to worry so much. But just in case, many of you guys coming to Thailand to meet your wife, to meet your girlfriend, or anyone living in Thailand, or many of you as well like have using Phuket Sandbox as a destination for a meeting destination. Some of the girlfriend live in another country and boyfriend in a country. You come to meet in Phuket as a meeting point and you have a question, can you share the same room? This question become to be very confusing. Very confused, like some of you heard that a person who share the room with you has to be marriage certificate. Usually marriage certificate sharing the same room is usually the rule which is quite unfair, I think. That is part of the alternative state quarantine hotel for the one who's coming to Thailand, but Phuket Sandbox is not confirmed. It just keeps changing, so I don't want to say yes or no. Why? I think I told you the other day. I heard from the hotel staff. The hotel say you cannot stay, you can't share the room if you are not married. Another hotel say yes, you can stay even though you're not married. I call to the Tourism Authority of Thailand of Phuket. They say yes, you can share the room even though you're not married. It's all totally mixing. So also like a person who work in Phuket Tourism Association also gave some interview and people starting to get so confused. So they announced that please wait for a Royal Gazette. I think a Royal Gazette or the one who work, I think they're having such a bad pressure. I think everyone wants to hear only a Royal Gazette. So for the hotel information, if you can share the room with a Thai tourist, a girlfriend or not, I cannot say yes or no yet because this they are waiting. Everyone is waiting to hear from a Royal Gazette. So I believe that they are still discussing about this. But hopefully, in my opinion, I just feel like what's wrong? if the Thai person is vaccinated or if they already checked PCR, swab, and it's found that they have no COVID-19, why don't you just let them stay together? And it would just bring a lot of economy for Phuket and also for Thailand as well. Why is too complicated? This is what I'm thinking. I think, what do you think about it? I think it's just like, I don't want to get mad. So please wait, and I believe that they can just finalize about it. But one thing that I'm quite happy for you is once when you come here, you're still allowed to do anything outside the hotel room, not like a state quarantine, alternative state quarantine room that you are not allowed to go out at all. Phuket is huge. You can travel from the north to the south of this island, which it takes more than 1 hour driving. it's not it's not small, it's big. It could be like some country in the world, I believe. And then while they're waiting for hearing from the Royal Gazette, people in Phuket, they are starting to get ready, as I mentioned to you, that a lot of people are preparing, they do a lot of rehearsal, something that they have to prepare. You yourself, as being a traveler, you only probably think about, oh, what kind of clothes I should wear. A bikini, maybe a G-string. Oh, but not like people who have to have to welcome you because you are as a traveler, you think of the happiness, right? Because that is what you're coming here for. You save money, you work hard, so you come here for being fun, being happy, and enjoy your holiday. But a person who has to take care of you, they have to take care of you, take care of the local people, and take care of Thai people. Why? Why I talk like so big? I talk so big because this is not normal time. A whole world, so many people die from COVID-19, and a vaccine that many of you guys already got is not 100% confirmed that you're not gonna catch COVID-19, right? I think you have the same knowledge as everyone. The vaccine that you get, it doesn't mean that you will not have a COVID-19. You can catch COVID-19 still, but you probably will be 50% better and you probably will not gonna die, but you can catch COVID-19. And also once when you catch COVID-19, you probably don't realize that you have a positive of the COVID-19 test in your body. And you probably bring this virus to people, especially people who haven't got a vaccine. Something like that. That's why people don't trust in COVID-19 disease. That is why Phuket Sandbox, they have to make sure that local people have to get a vaccination a lot enough. And at the moment, it's almost 80% that local in Phuket got only first vaccine. Only first vaccine, okay? The second vaccination, if I'm not wrong, is probably still less than 50%. So that is why they have to be quite careful. The second one they have to prepare is they have to think of the words case. They're not going to think about, oh, what kind of things to make them happy, this and that. Not that, only that. They have to think of worst case, that just in case we have the COVID-19, what kind, do we have enough ICU? Do we have enough beds? How about which hospital? How to check a rapid test or PCR test, that kind of things. This is what they have to make a plan. And also just because of Phuket is an island, so they have to check every kind of channels, the security of how to get people to enter. So they go to check everything, like a system of the how to receive you guys when you arrive, the system of the how to walk you there. It's not normal because this is a COVID-19, and if you feel like, oh my God, it's so complicated. Don't come in July. One thing that you can come in July, you have to deal with this complicated because of we're not quite 100% ready, but we want to open it. So whoever can accept this complication, you will be welcoming here. And I believe that all the complicated, all the difficulty, paperwork or everything, once you reach and you see the beach, you will be treated like a king and a queen. If you don't believe me, you think about when Thai food is right in front of you. Oh, pad Thai, so yummy. Am I hungry? I talk about food again. So before, people in Phuket, they don't feel ready, they don't feel confident that if we should open Phuket or not. So they have to talk a lot with local Phuket and people who have to work in Phuket that, do you think you can accept this? It's going to be a lot of people everywhere around the world will come to this island. Are you ready for that? Before, they were not ready. They are very scared because they don't want to die. But right now, after they get a vaccination, they are starting to have hope. Phuket is almost a whole island. They rely on to get income from the tourism. Even though a fisherman, even though they just go to the sea, get a fish, but they still rely on the tourism just because the fish that they catch, they have to sell it to the restaurant, and the restaurant will sell to the tourists. So that's why it's all related to each other. Once when they know that right now Phuket is confirmed to open the country in July, a lot of people right now starting to have hope. They have hope that their life is going to be better. Because in the past, last year, I mean also this year, the income of Phuket people is about less than 2,000 baht a month. 2,000 baht. Oh wow, you can spend in 1 minute and it could be gone. But they had a very big trouble. So that is why once when they know that Phuket Sandbox is definitely open, a lot of the small business like a grocery shop, small restaurant or anyone, they are starting to clean their shop. They're starting to make their shop to look beautiful. They're starting to have hope. So this is something going to bring hope and happiness to local people in Phuket for sure. So the government say that on the 1st of July, they already got a confirmation from 4 airlines, which is going to land and arrive Phuket Airport, International Airport on the 1st of July. I already mentioned to you about which airline is going to come. But my question is, I think you think the same. My question is, when they haven't got a Royal Gazette, how come the tourists can come here on the 1st of July? This is my question. Because before you come here, you got to buy the flight ticket, right? And then you got to make COE. COE is a certificate of entry. And if you don't have COE, you're not allowed to come. COE, a certificate of entry, or myself, I called it as a passport of COVID-19, COVID-19 passport. It's just like when you travel anywhere, if you don't have passport, no matter how old you are, you will not be allowed to even fly. SMS COE. So it means that when you travel to Thailand, you need to have two passports. One, your passport, and two, COE. So this is the question I asked myself, and I asked myself that how come they can get a COE, like people who arrive here on the 1st of July? Where did they get it from? For example, like one of the 4 airlines that going to arrive here, they said that it's from Israel. So I opened a website of the Thai embassy in Israel. I look and the information in the Israel, I don't see anything about Phuket Sandbox or anything at all. I don't know. Probably I'm just bad eyes. I don't know, but I don't see any information or Singapore Airlines. I try to look for information in the Thai embassy in Singapore. I also don't get it. So this is something that is question me. So I call. I call to some government very reliable because they work for Phuket, particularly Phuket for Phuket. But please don't let me mention which organization I call because I don't want to make them losing face. It's kind of not quite professional to give me this answer. I asked this question to her that how come they can fly here when we haven't announced a Royal Gazette yet? How come they get COE? That person just laughed like, really? Is that the news that you heard? Right? Well, would you like to call to another person? This person, she worked particularly for COVID-19 in Phuket. And I feel like, but your job is a job which you're supposed to give all information about Phuket Sandbox. And Phuket Sandbox is just about to open in less than a week. Do I have to find out this question with another person? So I feel like, okay, I give up. I'm not gonna waste my time to just call to another person. Because in my question is it possible that they have like VIP? I don't know. Again, this is my personal opinion, okay? Let's like what to say, let's just like think as being someone normal. We are not VIP, we are just only a human who love to travel, and then we just want enough information so we can do what we have to do. So I just stopped my question about who's coming on the 1st of July. Are they VIP or whatever? Just forget about it, okay? So you probably wonder with me as well, like, yeah, I still think about it. So let's wait and hear from the Royal Gazette. This is what we all should do together. Anyway, so this is some little general about the coming to Phuket in July. But just because of the is during COVID-19, the government also say that this is just only a model that they're just trying to see. But if it doesn't work, they can close this project as well. This word, they say, we can open and also we can close. Woohoo! So when they say that, it makes me feel like if they say that we can open and we can close, I'm thinking if I was a tourist, should I rush to come in July before they close? Just like in April, Thailand announced people who come to Thailand, we can do quarantine only 7 days. So after 1 month, they changed from 7 days to be quarantined for 14 days again. So anyone who came to Thailand in April, they were very lucky because they had to quarantine only 7 days, that's a pity. They changed again. So SMS Phuket Sandbox is not forever. This is some things that they're just trying to test, like a test drive. So when they say that we can open and we can close, but why they say that? Why they will close? What's the reason? They said there must be 4 reasons if they're going to close. First reason is just in case after they opened Phuket Sandbox and they found that we have a new cases of COVID-19 for more than 90 cases per week. They're going to consider to close. And the second one is if COVID-19 spreads in 3 districts of Phuket province. Phuket has 3 districts, 17 tambon and 103 village. So this is the administration of Thailand system. The smallest one is Muban. Muban is village, and then so many village is called one tambon. So many tambon is called one district. So many district is called one province. And Thailand, we have 77 provinces in the whole this country. Am I giving you a class? Anyway, so they said that if COVID-19 spread in 3 districts and more than 6 tambon, they're going to consider to close Phuket Sandbox. The third one is if the cluster spread for more than 3 clusters and they can't find out where is each clusters originally come from, they're going to consider to close Phuket Sandbox. And the last one is if they have a patient of COVID-19, the occupation more than 80% of bed in a hospital, they're going to consider to close Phuket Sandbox. So if they have these kind of 4 things happening, they have the system of the reduce to make it more restriction with 4 steps. First one, they're going to reduce activities. So probably from before they let you guys to drink until 11 p.m. They probably let you to drink until 6. This is only my only my example, my own example, something like that. Reduced activities they usually let you do. Or the second one, they probably would manage to have a sales route. You're allowed to go this way and you're not allowed to go this way, something like that. And the third one, they will probably think about doing a hotel quarantine. That is not fun. I don't like hotel quarantine. Yeah, they probably will do that. And number 4 is the end of Phuket Sandbox. Oh no! hopefully it's not gonna be like that. So that is why everyone in Phuket, they have to be very careful. It's just like if I was a person who worked in Phuket Sandbox and has to take this kind of the responsibility, I probably have to give a lot of breathing. Breathe and breathe and breathe. It's not easy because when you give a briefing to people, some people can't obtain it 100%. Some people forget it. Some people don't care about it. They only think about themselves, something like that. Working in a big group to make it so successful. I believe that you understand because of I think many of you guys who watching my channel, you are very quality subscribers. Oh, am I honest? Anyway, so again, I told you that I'm going to give you a lot of the information about Phuket Sandbox, but just a lot of the too many confusion. I would rather wait for a Royal Gazette for another couple days until they announce, and then I'm going to explain everything from how to fold the cloth. But really, I just feel like I would rather wait. Otherwise, going to be confusion, say sorry again, apologize again. I don't like that. I would rather wait. Just be patient. Same as you. I'm so sorry. I hear some of you already got a ticket, make a booking, and you haven't done a COE yet. If you have a flight ticket, but you haven't done COE yet, please remember, making COE could take from about 15 days until 20 days, working day. Don't count weekend. So if you haven't got COE yet, but you are about to come, if I were you, I would postpone this trip to be another day, another time. I'm not going to cancel, but just want to make sure that you have COE. Probably COE is the same level as flight ticket. No COE, no fly. It's the same. So if you have a flight ticket but no COE, I would postpone my trip. Postpone the Phuket Sandbox. Postpone Sharp Plus Hotel. And I believe If I work as the hotel, Sharp Plus Hotel, I would totally understand if you have to postpone it just because of the complication of the Phuket Sandbox, a lot of restriction, and also something so slow. That is why you will not be able to come to travel Thailand as planned. I believe that everything is going to be okay, but you just have to postpone this trip as long as you haven't got COE. So this one, just in case any of you are planning to come to Thailand later, not in July, probably like another 4 months until Thailand open for totally 120 days, totally open without quarantine. This one could be some general information that I think they will just use some of this kind of system from Phuket Sandbox for that time. So this is a little not a little, I think I talk a lot. But this is a lot of the summary about what's going on about Phuket. First of all, we definitely open. And second one is everything's all still confusing and we have to wait for a Royal Gazette. And the Royal Gazette is going to be announced in a couple days. And a couple days, I don't know how many days. Oh my God. I don't feel professional at all, but this is all what I can say and I hope you understand about it. This is all what I have for you. And if you feel like you understand and you appreciate it with my information, please give me a thumb up. And if you're interested to learn, getting to know about Thailand more, please make sure to subscribe because my channel is not a news channel. I'm just only a tourist guide, a YouTuber. I don't have a connection. I don't work for a government. I don't live in Phuket. I don't do anything for myself. I only understand you love to travel to Thailand and I just try to give you enough information how to travel Thailand. And myself, after no more COVID-19, I'm going to focus more to teach you about Thai culture, Thai belief, Thai language, anything about Thai. Except pad Thai, I don't know how to cook. Anyway, thank you so much. If you feel appreciated with information that I have for you today, you feel like, Teya, you talk too much. You need to drink something. If you want to buy some drink, you can have a look in description how to buy me some drinks. So today, thank you so much for watching until the end. I'll see you next time very soon. สวัสดีค่ะ